Explore your world.
Let's face it, deep down there are a lot of people out there who like to blow stuff up. Some win medals, others demolition contracts. The people in our next story have won notoriety for building a strange society out of gunpowder, fuses, and big bangs. And every year, they get together to celebrate this explosive passion. I bet as far back as most of us can remember, the best part about the 4th of July were the fireworks.
I'm into fireworks because it's an American tradition.
Once you've smelt the smoke, you're never again free.
In one incarnation, I am the Green Man. In my usual incarnation, I'm Paul Miller from Hannibal, Missouri. Chemist by day and pyro by night.
I love everything about fireworks.
And so do the other three. That's the first thing these guys have in common. The second is that they are just some of the members of Pyrotechnics Guild International, or PGI, who venture once a year far off the beaten path with the sole purpose of
sharing ideas, pyrotechnic and personal and otherwise, just kind of connecting with a bunch of really neat people, many of whom don't really fit into what you'd consider mainstream America.
And it's a chance to see some of the most fabulous fireworks ever built by amateurs and professionals in the world.
They are well worth traveling all over the country to go and see.
And this year, over 2,000 members headed to Pennsylvania to celebrate the 25th anniversary of their guild.
Here, you get to actually be a part of things.
We do fireworks, but to do fireworks, you have to do a lot of other things.
Like unloading an enormous serpent-like thing they call a superstring, which is actually 5.5 million firecrackers strung together.
3, go! Beautiful, beautiful.
This is truly a labor of love. Each one of these strings weighs about 1,000 pounds. But that doesn't seem to matter because these pyros know their efforts will be richly rewarded later on tonight. They also have to rig a volcano filled with all kinds of mysterious pyro goodies, which actually took the entire week of this convention to do.
That was our... got that.
And they wired up numerous other magical things like mines, shells, and candles. And then it suddenly happened. Just hours prior to the grand finale celebration, rain, more rain, heavy rain. But like true diehards, discouraged they were not.
We'll just crawl underneath the plastic there and go at it and try to keep everything as dry as possible.
Despite the weather, the show still goes on. Fireworks, believe it or not, are basically fireproof and are somewhat waterproof. The important thing to do is prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Well, fortunately, the rain cleared, leaving just enough time for everyone to rework and finish anything that was yet to be done. But one of the bigger tasks was still left. Load the much-anticipated shell of shells.
What we have behind me here is a 36-inch shell. Underneath the shell, to get it out, is 25 pounds of 1F powder.
Which should hurtle this odd-looking 340-pound object about half a mile into the sky. First, the eyeballs on top of the big shell will pop.
And then, boom, the big shell breaks. And 4 seconds later, pop, 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 all the smaller shells go off.
Now, everything on this 500-acre site is wrapped, sealed, and ready to be delivered. But before any fireworks are lit, PGI's traditional mascot, the Green Man, is introduced. And tonight, the Green Man has the added honor of blazing a trail for a very special anniversary cake. Finally, the candles on the cake are lit and the celebration begins. This is to be one of the largest and most expensive fireworks displays in the world.
And I want you to show it's a calming effect.
Fireworks make people happy, and that's what we're really in it for.
Every profession in the world that are involved in fireworks.
Including notables like journalist George Plimpton, one of the guys carrying the cake earlier.
Well, I've always forgotten what the 7 lively arts are, but it's always seemed to me that fireworks is the 8th. When you have a fireworks show, you do better than nature has ever done with the skies. And that, I think, makes it memorable and exciting.
For others, fireworks are magical.
Maybe it's because you take the 4 basic elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and especially fire, you put them together in a special way, and then by adding a little more fire, you get this wonderful artistic effect, and it all returns to the elements whence it came. It's just a perfect circle and the most beautiful art form there is.
All that thundering and crashing and color across the sky, it's nice. It's a real break for me. And it's a real sort of a holistic approach to life.
I guess they intrigue me because they kind of indulge all of the senses, the visual, the auditory. You feel them when a big one goes off. You smell them. It kind of gets all the senses.
So, aren't you curious to know what type of fireworks some of these pyros are really into?
I guess my most favorite kind of fireworks is the crossettes.
My favorite kind of fireworks, oh boy, that's a toughie.
I sort of like them all.
Italian-American style shells.
Cherry bombs.
And then there's the shell of shells.
When a shell that I make goes off in the air and thousands of people on an instant go, "Ooh," I did that.
But you know, nothing beats an amazing grand finale.
It is a totally awesome experience to be there.
You could bring tears to my eyes if I kept going. That's how I feel. That's the God's truth.
Next, the future leaders of the free world show us what we have to look forward to, and it isn't a pretty sight. Hang in there, okay?